Well, good morning, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from beautiful, bright, shiny San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, and purposeful coach and speaker in the world. Hope you guys are fired up. I have Steven here, lean in, what, and Gabriella with me. And this subject was automatically chosen for us today based on an experience we have. And that is this: we love CrossFitting. We were set to CrossFit today. We have our pre-workout. We took our nitrous fuel. We are jacked, ready to rock and roll. CrossFit started at 9:30 this morning. We left the house at 9 to make sure we would be there early enough to roll out, get ready, and do what we intended to do. We had the greatest set of plans, the greatest set of intentions, got our bodies and minds all jacked up and ready to do what's called Suffering Saturday. It was a partner workout with like 100 pull-ups, 100 push-ups, 100 burpees, 300-foot farmer walks in between, all kinds of stuff that have probably taken us an hour to do it together. We've been looking forward to it all week. And as we're walking out the door with our best laid plans, my wife says our neighbors who are in their 70s want to know if we can help them put air in the tire of the car. That turned into 40 minutes?
Not even
40?
No, not 40 minutes.
What time is it right now?
It's like 9:46.
9:46. So we left the house at 9, so 40 minutes. Because we left our house at 9. So what was supposed to be, in my mind, maybe a couple of minutes, turned into a 40-minute listening session. And I hope for my children, a lesson in God, family, and business, which they've been raised to understand and to experience. In the last 19 years of building the real estate practice, they have always come second place after my walk in relationship with God. In that moment, we were all jacked up. Ella was in the car. Stephen was waiting. I was waiting. They were having a short conversation with us. We were very sensitive and knew the time that was slipping away. And then at some point, it occurred to me, and I think happened simultaneously with Stephen as he was standing there with me and Ella was in the car. At some point, I realized they need somebody to talk to. They need an ear. And in that moment, Stephen and I think Ella in the car too, laid on the altar of our plans the workout we were all prepared for, looking forward to, and excited about, in order to honor this lovely elderly couple who likely doesn't ever have anybody to speak with or to share their hearts with. So we locked in, settled in, and without saying a word or even giving each other a look, we chose to listen as long as they chose to talk. And we missed the workout. And our bodies and spirits and minds are still all jacked up, ready to roll. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know there's no true submission in a relationship until there's a disagreement? There's no true submission until there's a disagreement. Until that time, everything is wonderful. You know, the mission statement for my real estate team at the Collins Group has nothing to do with real estate. It's simply this: at the Collins Group, we demonstrate the love of Christ to all we come in contact with, both clients and colleagues alike, as we continue to remain in the top 1% for real estate production in the city of San Antonio, working 100% by repeat and referral. You see, our mission statement, everybody on my team knows, is in hibernation 90% of the time. To demonstrate the love of Christ to all we come in contact with, this is not, oh, I love you, I want to hug you. We're talking about, in the old Greek and Hebrew, there were 3 ways to describe it. We say in America, I love hamburgers, I love cheeseburgers, I love puppies, I love my wife. It's a generic term. In the Hebrew, there was eros, agape, and phileo. Eros was that romantic love. Phileo is the brotherly love, and agape is a divine love, the love of God, which is not conditional and is not based on feelings or emotions or an experience. It's a simple decision to honor, respect another, free from conditions, unconditional love. And when that shows up, you know it. So when we say to demonstrate the love of Christ, all we come in contact with, both clients and colleagues alike, in the first part of that mission statement, it is in hibernation 95% of the time, because most of the time, people are cool when you're cool. That mission statement comes alive. God, family, and business comes alive. Your true value system come alive only when there is a conflict. When there is a conflict, what does that look like on our real estate team? When we have an out of control, crazy, psycho, maybe been too medicated, too angry, a lot of stuff going on, agent who is just ridiculous in their communication and the way they conduct themselves, that puts us in a position to go, okay, this is when truly loving them off the cliff comes in. Any other time, people are treating us the way we want to be treated. People are blessing us the way that we want to be treated. This is why Jesus was saying, you want to know how people will know that you're my kids? You know, even the sinners and crazy people love those who love them. Even sinners and crazy people are good to those that are good to them. But I say this, bless your enemies. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and curse not. In this way you demonstrate you are hooked up with me and you understand the bigger picture. You guys don't realize this. A lot of people think of God in a certain way, which is why I wrote the book Like, to help expose what his heart is really like. Do you know that there's a verse in the Bible that says it's God's kindness that makes men want to change and be better? It's his kindness. It's not his judgment or, oh, I'm afraid that if I do this, he's going to slash a lightning bolt from heaven like a spear and zap me in the butt. No, I mean, there's a healthy respect, fear of the Lord, but it's his kindness, it's his goodness that makes people want to be better. And we had an example of it on our team just a few weeks ago. We had a really horrible experience with a vendor at an event, and it got kind of weird, and it was their fault. And I demonstrated for our leadership team in our office, when she came into the event center after not having seen her for 3 weeks, I said, hey, I just want to say something. And she was ready for a fight. I said, I just want to say this. I just want to say, I so apologize for the challenges that we've had to date. And I just would ask you to please forgive us, because here at Keller Williams Heritage, it is our intention to operate with excellence and service, not only to our agents and our clients, but to those vendors who come and are a part of our organization. I accept complete and full responsibility for the mistakes that took place and for the issues that arose. And I just want you to know your time is very valuable to us, and we intend to honor that and to respect that. So would you please forgive me? Now, she wasn't expecting that at all. It blew her mind. She literally was stunned. And I ended up getting a handwritten note that afternoon that arrived 3 days later, because you see, your values don't really show up as legitimate values until there's a conflict. So when you have opportunity, God, family, business, in this order, when you have opportunity, you can say, God first, family second, business third. You can say, I'm going to honor other people. You can say, I'm going to love other people. And yet, ladies and gentlemen, most of that lies dormant because you're never challenged with the conflict to choose and humble yourself and step into that role, because most of the time, people are being cool. People are being cool most of the time. So this morning, we should be hot, sweaty, crazy in the middle of our intense CrossFit workout, and yet we are pulling up to Gold's Gym to go do a very lame, probably, workout, because an elderly couple, as we were driving away, needed somebody to speak to. Steve-O, I'm going to ask you real quick, if you don't mind leaning in here. What went through your mind when it occurred to you, oh man, they're talking and we're not going to make the CrossFit workout today?
Oh man. Okay, so I felt kind of bad because at first, whenever everything was still kind of going, when we still had probably a good amount of time left, before we could be able to make it to the gym, I was like, oh man, I want to go. But then what happened was, whenever it kind of kicked in and I realized, oh man, we're not going to be going, we're not going to make it to the class on time, I was like, you know what? It was kind of like what Dad was saying earlier. It was like, they probably never have really people to talk to, like they don't really probably have people to listen to. So I was like, you know what? Let me listen, let me just, because I'm pretty sure they'd appreciate, if we listened, because it's like, it's the small things, that really go a long way for some people. So it was just really nice just knowing that, you know what, they'll probably really appreciate this, you know, and it just, yeah, that's what's kind of going on through my head whenever we realized we weren't going to go.
Yeah, you know, it is. I mean, our workouts are very important to us. We're a very athletic family, and Suffering Saturdays only comes once a week, and we were really looking forward to doing that together. I mean, a 49-year-old guy like me that can work out with his teenage kids, that's a really big deal. And that's an exciting event. The music is loud, it's pumping, it's bumping. There's 30 or 40 people in there. Everybody's working their butts off. It's an experience that we were all looking forward to. And Ella, what were you were in the car, you didn't even know what was going on up there, but I know what happened when you realized, okay, we're not going to make it. Would you mind sharing and being a little loud? I honor her by her not having to stick her face in here. What went through your head when you realized what was happening? She went, thank you, sweetheart.
Okay. Well, y'all were talking because I know how important it was to y'all, and then whenever I saw that you weren't in a rush or anything, I was like, okay, this is probably important. Because usually you would have been quick to end the conversation, so we could have gone, but you weren't. So I was like, okay, I guess this is important, so we just gotta put it aside.
I love that. So I just put out a video this last week because I'm getting hit on all angles. When you start producing a certain level in the real estate business, lenders and title companies, mortgage companies, all kinds of people are trying to chase in. Can I just pick your brain? Well, can we do coffee? Would you mind? So I put together a video. If you guys would like to see it, I'd be happy to post it. It was for my Jedis in the coaching program, and it was called Yes, We Can Do Lunch in About 3 months. Maybe. And the reason it was put together is because I know my priorities. God, family, business. I know the 20% activities that produce 80% of the results in each of those activities. I know and am very clear what my values and my priorities are. I know very clearly who and what I'm responsible to and who and what I'm responsible for. And there's a huge difference. And I know how that all works together to be able to tell somebody, it's not that I have an issue with you. I love and respect and honor you. You're just a want to exchange. I'm about the have to exchanges, and my have to exchanges are connected to the goals that I've set and the calling on my life and the time that I have been given to execute with excellence to those that I've been entrusted to influence, and those who have entrusted their hearts to my care, who I'm responsible for, who I'm responsible to, what I'm responsible for, what I'm responsible to, and I have taken on by choice a huge piece of this life to play at a very big scale. So in a sincere and humble heart, not everybody's going to spend any time with me. It's just not going to happen because they want to. Their desire to get with me and get in my head has nothing to do with the goals and plans that I have laid out and set and established as an influence and as a leader. Speed of the leader, speed of the pack. Those that are watching what I'm doing, how to do it, have got to learn how to prioritize that. And yet, at the very end of that organizational equation, I circle God at the top of the triangle. I put, here's God, here's family, here's business. I circle God, and I said, and I ended it with this statement. This one right here, the top priority, has complete trump card to interrupt my highly disciplined schedule anytime he chooses to. Anytime. In fact, if you read your Bible, 90% of Jesus' miracles were interruptions in his schedule. They were not planned. They were interruptions. He's on his way to Jairus' house to heal the guy's daughter, and the woman with the issue of blood shows up. He's on his way to the temple, and the lepers start screaming and crying. He's on his way to the other side of the shore, and a man full of demons comes. There were interruptions in his schedule. And if I am to emulate my superhero, then I circled God at the top and said, he has the trump card to interrupt my schedule anytime he chooses to. And I have learned to discern the difference between a divine interruption and garden variety distractions. Today, I had the opportunity to demonstrate for my children and to hold true to what I believe, which was a divine interruption. So here we are, jacked up on our pre-workout, ready to rock and roll, ready to get our CrossFit on, and we missed the class because God, family, business. And do I consider my neighbors part of my family? You better believe I do. Here's an older couple. Who knows the difference that it made in their life to be able to spend 40 minutes sharing their hearts with folks who are in a rush to get somewhere to do something else? I don't know. I am going to tell you this. When it's a divine interruption, you will never know what your values really are until you lay on the altar the sacrifice of your plans, your processes, your procedures, and you're willing to give it up in order to demonstrate that you really do practice what you preach. Hope you guys have a great day.